I'm Amy Blain of Bright Ideas Marketing with digital marketing ideas for your business. In this series of videos, I'll discuss various ways to harness the power of the internet to drive new customers your way, with the latest techniques that you may or may not be aware of, as well as the essential basics that you may or may not be doing in the most effective way. This is part 3 of the Kardashian method, how to leverage celebrity branding to drive more customers, clients, or patients to your local business. At the end of video 2, we were talking about how the Kardashians became so popular. There's lots of out there families, but not all of them get insanely world famous. And more importantly, how can you get more customers? How does this relate to your business? What's the fuel here? Well, the answer is simple. The most successful brands in the world are omnipresent. What do I mean by omnipresent exactly? According to Google, to be omnipresent means to be everywhere, kind of like oxygen. Is it possible to be everywhere at the same time? Perhaps not for a mere mortal, but for a brand it's very possible. And every single business should be directing marketing efforts toward it. Kylie Jenner, for example, gets a ton of media coverage. That's why it feels like you can never escape the Kardashians. No matter where you turn, they're there, right? They get themselves on big brand sites to reach their audience. And it's possible for you to do the same on a small scale without an expensive PR company. Think about it. Your customers are being bombarded with hundreds of advertising messages every single day. Everyone is putting out more and more content and making a lot of noise. This is making it harder to stand out online and get people to buy into you and your business. That's why you must aim to be everywhere. The more messages and mediums you control, the more power and reach your marketing will have. As online entrepreneur Pat Flynn says, if you want to become successful online, you must think about what you do as building a brand. In order to build a brand, you must do what you can to be everywhere. Your website or Facebook page is only the beginning. It's your hub, where people can go to find out more about who you are and what you do. But it's also just one piece of the giant puzzle that is your brand. So the question now becomes, how can a small business get big brand visibility without a big marketing budget? How do you get customers and market your local business online? Well, there's an old way, which is probably the way that you've been taught. The old way of doing things, and you see people teaching this all the time, is to say, if you want more customers, you need a Facebook page. If you want more customers, you need to be on Instagram. You've got to be posting your pictures, posting your videos, commenting on other people's posts. If you want more customers, you have to have a great Twitter feed. You need to be tweeting 2, 3, 4 times a day. You need to have a YouTube channel where you're posting videos every single week. Oh, and you need to have a great blog. You've got to be producing quality, long-form content for your audience on a regular basis. And if you want to get traffic to your blog, you need SEO, which means you have to go and build some backlinks. Do all this stuff, and then maybe, eventually, by some random act of God, you'll get more customers. Tell me, does this make any sense to you? How many of you have been taught one or more of these strategies? This is what I call the content hamster wheel, because, as you know, this isn't scalable. Trying to do all these things is a recipe for burnout. Plus, as a small business owner, you probably find it extremely difficult to create content, not to mention the fact that you're busy running a business. But here's the thing. People teach overcomplicated strategies like this because they want to take your money. People teach overcomplicated strategies like this because they want to keep you busy. Think about it. If they're teaching you a strategy that takes 6 months or a year to work, they're going to take your money, and they're going to be long gone by the time you realize it doesn't work. So if that's the old way, and we all know the old way is stupid, then what's the new way? The new way is really simple. You don't need a blog, you don't need a huge social media following, and you don't need tons of content. This process can replace all of those things. I want you to imagine that you have the ability to immediately leverage hundreds of major brands. This includes some huge websites like ABC, CBS, Fox News, NBC, YouTube, and over 300 more. This ensures that people searching for the products and services you offer are very likely to see you. It's also extremely powerful because if your customers miss an important bit of content in one format, they are more likely to see it if you repeat it again, but in a different format in a different location. So you get on multiple platforms in multiple formats and leverage their pre-existing authority and audiences. Remember, authority is the key to getting the traffic you need. And just like a megaphone can amplify your voice with no additional effort, this process amplifies your authority so you can increase your visibility online and drive more traffic to your local business website. So which strategy would you prefer? It should go without saying that the new way would be a lot easier to implement, right? So at this point, you may be wondering how these brands are actually leveraged. Well, this graphic offers some insight into how this process works. Basically, when Google sees that a business is being covered by authority sites, it starts to pay more attention. Remember, Google tracks everything. As more people start visiting your site, they make more phone calls, and they start walking into physical locations more often, and they leave more positive reviews, and they mention your brand more often. Then, as more and more people start searching for your business online, Google sees this and rewards you with more authority, and the cycle repeats. It's like word-of-mouth marketing on steroids. But the point is, we understand this cycle and understand the importance of feeding this cycle constantly. You need to do the same. So what's the effect of this Kardashian-style brand visibility? How does being more visible actually help to shift the needle in your business? Stay tuned for part 4 of this video series to find out.